Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Here today we're going to be doing another episode of the Build Guide. Build Guide, I love saying that. And here today we're going to be looking at the 2011 Lamborghini Sesto Elemento Forza Edition. This is another hot commodity that's going around the market, and I thought I'd do a video about it, considering that I finally was able to get a second one. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. So when it comes to the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento Forza Edition, there are two engine options, such as the regular one with the stock engine and the racing V12. Now when we get into statistics here, it's not that much of a difference. Both of them are, at least the maximum builds that I've built, are at an X class P9 or PI of 999. And I went ahead and I went with a stock transmission in both of them, considering that it was kind of the best of both worlds for both vehicles. But in every category, horsepower, torque, weight, acceleration, in both the 0 to 60 and 0 to 100, and top speed, the racing V12 is a little bit better. Not significantly better, considering that the numbers are fairly the same. The one to really note is that the top speed, you are able to go about 5-ish miles per hour faster. But considering all the factors here, these vehicles are pretty much the same. Of course, we need a track to test this out, and that's why I built a brand new track for road vehicles to test out. And considering those results, the racing V12 is a little bit better, and I'll tell you why. So when it comes to the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento Forza Edition, people crave on the idea that it handles better. Now it's a very interesting vehicle because compared to the regular Sesto Elemento, that one can only steer with the front tires. This one can steer with all 4 tires. It's a very unique system. But that being said, you can get carried away and go too fast and oversteer very easily and spin out or drift or do whatever. I do it multiple times in the race. But handling is very crucial on these type of builds, considering that you're wanting to go very fast. You're wanting to go 180, 220, whatever on the curves. And it's a little bit hard to do that considering that this vehicle does oversteer a little bit. Now that being said, the racing V12 does beat the stock one by 11 seconds. And that's for multiple reasons. Number one, that could be due to the handling situation. Going around corners. What I really saw based off of the V12 that was pretty dominant was the fact that it was able to accelerate much faster than the regular one, even considering that the statistics don't quite support that. The numbers are very similar, but when you're talking about racing, you know, 0.1 of a second could, you know, even a millisecond could be very significant in a race. So considering that we're looking at, you know, a margin of 0.1 second plus on these statistics, the regular one is superior to the racing V12, considering that the racing V12 is able to accelerate and have a better top speed overall. With that being said, this was another episode of the Build Guide where we looked at the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento Forza Edition. Now if you're able to get a Forza Edition, I would highly recommend testing both of them out. But based off my testing, I prefer the racing V12. But in some applications, maybe the stock engine is better. Really, with this build, you have to worry about tuning it correctly. Not in the sense of just the acceleration, but you also have to control the oversteer and make sure that it doesn't understeer. I don't see a problem with understeering depending on how you tune it, but it does have an oversteering problem, and I think that the most optimal builds for this Sesto Elemento Forza Edition can be seen by how people tune the oversteer. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great New Year's, Merry Christmas. Go ahead and like and subscribe and do all that fun stuff, and I'll talk to you all later. Thank you so much.